one.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Women's Cave. Thank you, Winona, for letting me have it. I think you're just mad because I had the Zenma. I'm going to the beach every day, that it's funny outside with my book. Like, I am just having the most peaceful summer right now.
I'm not jealous because she's having a peaceful summer. I'm jealous because I finally have all the things necessary to win the champagne wars that we were having. And now,
who gets to say, welcome to the Women's Cave?
Who gets to say, welcome to the Women's Cave, right. So, like, now I have all the champagne, and I have the soft serve ice cream machine that turns it into frozen mimosas, and she's like, I don't care. There's a beach. I could just drink water on the beach. I'm fine.
With my book. Are you serious?
I feel like it was for naught.
It's summer life. Like, I can't.
Oh, stop being so zen.
You see what happens when you try to put negative energy out there?
Oh, my goodness. I'm so done. I'm
Jane.
so done. I'm so Nona. And I'm the narcissist of the group, so this should not be allowed to happen to me.
Sure thing.
Anyway, moving on, you guys. We wrote books.
Well, a bunch of them, actually. If only I...
They're literary life guides with pop poetry, just in case you forgot.
Yeah, I did forget, because, I was thinking about the beach in my chair and the waves. So, I forgot everything. Right. And we have the And I Thought series. There's 13 of them, but we'll just highlight, 3, because these are, the fan favorites. So, And I Thought Divorce Was Bad with Other Life Lessons, and I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy. Both of those, I know, right? They got a facelift. Both of those are available on audible.com, barnesandnoble.com, and amazon.com. And then the other fan favorite of this series is And I Thought I Did My Journey Alone, one of our only all poetry books. And then we have the Mystery Guide series, which, no one has told me which one they like from them. And then we have If Only I Were Me, another all poetry book available on Barnes & Noble only. And then we are the co-founders of the 25 hottest indie authors, artists, and advocate magazine, which you can find out more about on whatwethought.com. Oh, everything that your ladies are doing there.
Oh, she forgot one thing. There's 13 in the books in the And I Thought series.
I said that. Wow, you just weren't listening, and so narcissism gets you in trouble again? I don't know what to say. But yeah, y'all aren't here to hear about us. You're here to hear from our wonderful guests.
Wonderful guest, would you like to introduce yourself? I stole that from you. Ha-ha. I'm sorry, wonderful guest?
Well, thank you, ladies, for having me. My name is Susan Macbeth. I'm the founder and owner of Adventures by the Book, which is a company that operates multi-sensorial events with authors for readers. We do everything from local happy hours and wine tastings with authors to travel around the world with authors. We've been to 5 continents with different authors. I'm also the founder and the owner of Novel Network, which is an online platform to connect readers with book clubs with authors.
Oh,
wow.
Lovely.
She said that so succinctly.
So improfessional.
I love it so much.
How do you do that? No, I'm joking.
One day I'm going to grow up and be like you.
I hear that a lot.
You practice?
Do I practice?
Yes, to get that so succinct.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
I was wondering if you practiced to get all that said in such a short period of time.
No, I didn't. I've just repeated it so many times that
I can understand. I understand. So, Winona, I know you have a question, so I'm going to let you have it.
It's a narcissist question, though. I'm sorry. I normally start off with something real, but yeah, no, I'm sorry. So do you do this 5 continents thing where you go and you do read books and meet authors? Does the author have to fly to that continent? Because if so, can you sign me up?
We get a lot of requests for that too. Well, it actually started the first time I met Frances Mays at a book signing. She, of course, is the international bestseller of Under the Tuscan Sun. And I was having a conversation with her and said, I live vicariously through you because I had never at that point been to Tuscany. And she said, because she's such a gracious, lovely person, she said, well, you should come visit me. And I said, oh, no, never tell me that, because I'm a person who's going to take you up on that offer. And then it just popped into my head at that moment. And I said, well, if I want to do it, I bet there's a lot of your reading fans out there who'd want to go with us. And so long story short, I quit my job. I started Adventures by the Book. This was almost 10 years ago to the date. And the first thing I did is contact her and said, I want to take you up on your offer and come to Tuscany and hang out under the Tuscan sun with you. And so we actually did it. We took a group of readers out there. We planned a whole Tuscany tour. We met up with Frances Mays under the Tuscan sun. We met up with other Tuscan authors and had an amazing time. It was a life-changing experience. And so, yeah, every one of our travels involves at least one author.
Nobody wants to come to Annapolis, man.
I was about to say no one wants to come there, so
no, nobody wants to come to Annapolis.
We snatched that little question back.
But that is amazing that you got to go, and yeah, we totally understand what you're talking about. Don't invite us anywhere. Don't threaten me with a good time, because I will be like, oh, I'm here.
But you have to, right? Life is too short not to partake.
Well, that's not exactly true, Jade. We can have an open invitation to go to Lake Como every year, and we choose the Greek Isles.
That's not true. It just always conflicts. We always have a schedule conflict. Because had it not been, I would have been right there. You know I love a beach now. I love a beach.
That's a good problem to have, though.
It is, right? It's like, do you go to Greece or do you go to Como?
Exactly.
For you, how do you choose where you guys are going to go?
It's a little bit of personal interest, but also kind of just serendipity. When I came back from Tuscany, I had just started my company. I started my company in March, and we went to Tuscany in July. I had no idea. I thought, this is crazy. Can I really do this as a business? And how am I going to repeat this? Because it was so amazing. And when I got back, an author from Alaska reached out to me on Facebook and said, would you ever consider an Alaskan adventure by the book? And I wasn't familiar with his work, but I thought, yes, I would, because I'm like you guys, I love to travel. And so he invited me up to his place. I flew up there and he showed me around. We worked on some potential itineraries, what we would do. We stayed in his home. He's a world-renowned wilderness tour guide in Alaska, an incredible award-winning photographer. And we've gone there almost every year since. It's amazing. And so it was kind of serendipity. And after I got back from that, I thought, well, what is next? How am I going to plan this out? And everybody's asking me, oh, you should do a trip to Paris. You should do a trip to Paris. And the next thing I know, I was at an event where an author said her new book takes place in Paris. And she said, I'd love to do a trip there. And I thought, oh, really? Is this just like falling from the heavens, So I approached her about it and she said, absolutely, I would do it. And so it's just gone like that ever since.
Well, I'm going to say, if you ever want to go back to France, we do have a great author you should meet. Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, do tell.
I'm not sure she'll be happy with us saying it, though.
No,
I'm not thinking about that. Love it. I was meeting her bed. I'm sorry. Jade, you had a real question.
No, I didn't.
Oh, good.
I know you have other questions. You've been looking forward to this interview forever.
I know. I was like, exactly at 3:30, we must be there. Anyway, because we tend to be like 5 minutes late.
No, we do not. We tend to be like 2 minutes.
My next question is, how did you get Novel Network started? Because it is huge now.
Oh, thank you. Well, that it kind of came out of Adventures by the Book. I was meeting a lot of readers and a lot of authors, and authors started asking me, well, how do I find all these book clubs to meet? And book clubs were asking me, how do I find authors who will visit our book club? And I realized there is no medium to provide that service. And so I was looking around and doing some research. I did research and some focus groups for about 2 or 3 years and realized this didn't exist. And so I set off to try it out, and we launched it, I think 2 years ago now. And we have, I think 110, 120 authors, from international and New York Times bestsellers to debut authors, memoirists, mystery writers, nonfiction authors. And so basically book clubs join for free, and they gain access to our database of authors. They log on the site, they can read about the authors, they can read about their books, they can view their calendar of availability and schedule a book club visit right there on the site. So it's one-stop shopping.
Oh, that is fabulous.
But do authors have to pay?
And
authors pay. It's a service for authors.
Oh.
where can people find out how to maybe sign up for the service for authors?
Yeah, you just go to novelnetwork.com, and it's pretty self-explanatory. There's a registration page for book clubs to register for free, and there's a registration page for authors, and it gives you information, and it has a list of who our current authors are, and has all the information on the site.
Nice. Again, professional.
And super professional.
Even the way she did the nod on the site.
Thank you.
So I have to ask, or Jay, did you
No,
want to
go ahead. Go ahead.
books?
Yeah, I have to ask about the books. I have to ask about the books behind you. Yes. I just love all your bookshelves. But also, who are the books behind you, and all those, some of your authors that you represent?
Well, so all the books in the bookshelves are all signed copies of books of authors I've done events with. And so I don't know if you can see right over my ear where I'm pointing is a giant ceramic plate, and that's of Tuscany. And that shelf is reserved for Frances May's Under the Tuscan Sun. I have her signed first edition of Under the Tuscan Sun, the plate that I purchased in Tuscany, and different shelves I have. You'll see on the, I don't know if it's the right side or the left side, but you'll see a German Stein, a beer Stein. That was a trip to Germany I did with international best-selling author Jenna Blum. I have a shelf for Thailand, for Patagonia, for Alaska, for all the travels we've done. And then all the single books are just authors we've done events with over the years. The books that are directly behind me on my counter are books we've just hosted author events for that I'm getting ready to get them signed and mailed out to readers.
That is fabulous.
Yeah, I don't see my book.
No, whatever you want.
Well, we haven't done an event yet.
Down to sign a book for you. Just saying. I mean, okay, I'm trying to take one on the place today. You know, I have to be a little bit narcissistic.
What do you feel is the most fulfilling part of doing both Books by the Adventure and Novel Network?
Well, I think kind of like you guys, it really is my mission to connect people and communities through books. You know, we're living in such a divisive world right now. There's so much negativity going on and disconnect. And I'm not into politics. I'm not into anything divisive. So I feel like what I can do, my own little part of the world, is to connect people through books. And I feel like if I can do that on a daily basis to a handful of people and touch a handful of people, then that makes me happy and feel like I'm contributing to the positivity in society.
That is amazing. And I love books for that reason, because when you read a book, you can get into another world, and you can another brain, and you can see another perspective, which is always a really good thing to provide your own perspective to make you more part of the community.
Yeah.
Get into someone else's brain. Put it on for a little bit.
Exactly. So, okay, we have to ask because we're at the end, and Jay took my spot. So
you can take my son. He's just calling, whatever.
Oh my goodness, that's exactly what I was thinking about. I'm thinking about you and Novel Network. Let me back that up. You and Novel Network, and then the beach. And I have to ask, find out more information about Books by Adventure by the book, because when COVID is over, I'm sure you'll be back up and flying again, different places, and then as well about Novel Networks in case someone out there has a book club and they want to join.
Yeah, well, I mean, we welcome book clubs, and it doesn't really even have to be a designated book club. If you have a group of girlfriends, a church group, a sorority, a library group, a work group, if you have a group of people that commonly bond over books, you can schedule Zoom chats right now with authors. And the amazing thing is I was invited to a book club who was having a session with an international best-selling author. And I couldn't believe it. We're sitting there talking to her in the comfort of our own home on Zoom. And I just found myself pinching myself. I said, how is this possible that this is like a really incredible international best-selling author, and I'm chatting with her from my living room for free? I mean, I just can't believe it. I mean, it was an amazing experience, and we want other people to have that experience too. So that's, I mean, that was the reason for, and a lot of people are fine just reading the book, but to me, I get so much more out of a book if I can talk to the author, have a discussion. Why did you write it? What were you feeling? What's your process? It just brings the book to a whole different level. And so there's a lot of other people who love chatting with authors. And when COVID is over, some of the authors will meet in person if you're in their geographic area. So that's the best part of Novel Network for me.
We love it so much. So what are the websites so people can go visit and sign up or?
Yeah, so that's novelnetwork.com for Novel Network, and then Adventures by the Book is adventuresbythebook.com. And you know, we're anxious to get up. We've been doing virtual events, which are fun, but you know, there's really nothing like an in-person event. We were supposed to be a couple weeks ago in Tuscany with Frances Mays again and Paula McLean, international best-selling author. We were doing a story writing retreat in a private villa in Tuscany, which got canceled because of COVID, and I'm crushed. And we had a trip to New England planned for this fall, a fall foliage tour with 5 different authors. And we were talking about going to Cuba in January. And so all of those are kind of on hold or postponed because of COVID. So yeah, for now it's virtual events.
Send me the information for Cuba in January.
I didn't hear that.
I said information for Cuba in January?
Well, you know, Cuba, I would love to. I went to Cuba at Christmas time, and it was amazing. And I've had so many requests to do an Adventures by the Book trip there. And then we were looking into the possibility of doing it in January. Now, this we were talking about a couple months ago, and we thought that COVID would be done by summer. Well, you know, we're seeing that that's not the case. And so I don't know if we're going to go to Cuba in January or not. It's looking more and more iffy. But it is something we'll do eventually. We have lots of trips in the works. We have a trip to Australia, a trip to Greece, just all these different things. We have authors who are interested and willing, and we just have to wait for COVID to go away.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think
people can join our virtual events right now because we are doing virtual events. In fact, we just did one last night with 4 authors, a Pulitzer Prize winning artist, and had a fun twist. It was murder mystery authors, and we had a live sketch artist to kind of make it a little more interactive and exciting.
That is so much. That is amazing. Even how you're expanding now, even when COVID is happening. And we thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on our silly show. So
thank you. It's an honor to be on your show.
Jade, would you like to wrap us up?
Absolutely. You can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andwethought.com. While you're there, take a moment, go to the ladies tab, go to the middle of the page and see the charities that we proudly support. Yes, we know that times are hard, and maybe you really don't have money to support them, and that's okay. Maybe you're doing all that clean out because you've been in the house for a long time, and you're like, hey, I want to donate this to a charity. Maybe you want to think about one of them. And even if that is not the case, maybe you could just go to their website, see what they're doing, and just jot them a couple of lines. Like, I see what you're doing. Thank you for making the world a better place. Thank you. And people really need encouragement to continue to do their good work. So if you could just do that, we would be so thankful. And remember, wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it.
And accepting it.
I was just about to say and accepting it.
You had a long, that was a pregnant pause.
It was. Because I was like, okay, so start it again.
Wisdom is all around you if
we're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Winona, whose mind is already at the beach.
And Jay.